In today's video, we'll talk about the story of David and Goliath, which was told in the book of 1 Samuel chapter 17. Goliath, a heavily armed Philistine giant, challenged Saul for 40 days to send out a man to fight him, and no one could face him until David, a shepherd, volunteered. In the days of ancient Israel, a mighty warrior named Goliath terrorized the land. Goliath was a giant, over 9 feet tall, with armor that glinted in the sun like polished steel. His presence struck fear into the hearts of Israel's army as he challenged them day after day. "Send out a man to fight me," he roared. "If he defeats me, we will serve you. But if I win, you will become our servants." But not a single warrior from Israel dared to step forward. While Israel's soldiers trembled in fear, a young shepherd named David was tending his sheep far from battlefield. David was the youngest of 8 brothers, not a trained warrior, but a boy of faith, courage, and a heart devoted to God. One day, his father sent him to deliver food to his brothers. And so David made his way to the camp. As David arrived, he heard Goliath's booming voice echoing across the valley. The giant taunted Israel, mocking their faith and daring anyone to face him. David was shocked to see his people quarreling. "Who is this Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living God?" he asked. Words of David's boldness reached King Saul, who summoned him to his tent. David stood before the king and said, "Let no one lose heart on the account of this Philistine. I will go and fight him." Saul looked at David in disbelief. "You are only a boy," he said, "and he has been a warrior from his youth." But David told Saul of his past victories over lions and bears while defending his sheep, declaring, "The Lord who rescued me from the paw of the lion and the paw of the bear will rescue me from the hand of this Philistine." With a heavy heart, Saul offered David his own armor. But David was unaccustomed to its weight. Instead, David chose 5 smooth stones from a stream, placed them in his pouch, and took a sling in the hand, with nothing but his faith and a simple weapon. David stepped into the battlefield to face the giant. Goliath sneered when he saw David approach. "Am I a dog that you come to fight with stick?" he laughed, cursing David by the names of his gods. But David stood his ground, his voice unwavering, as he replied, "You come against me with sword and spear, but I come against you in the name of the Lord God Almighty, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied. And today the Lord will deliver you into my hands, and the whole world will know that there is a God in Israel." With deep breath, David reached into his pouch, took out a stone, and placed it in a sling. He swung it swiftly, releasing it with precision. The stone struck Goliath squarely on the forehead, and the mighty giant fell face to the ground. The Philistines, seeing their champion defeated, turned and fled in terror, and the men of Israel cheered as they chased down their enemies. In a single moment, with unshakable faith and courage, David defeated Goliath. His victory was not in his strength or his skills, but in his faith in God, who gave him the courage to face his fears. David's victory reminds us that with faith, we too can face the giant in our lives today. We can overcome the greatest obstacle before us. Thank you for watching and listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this victory story with someone who might need a little extra courage today. Stay blessed.